Hey everybody, welcome to my plan with me for the week of December 16th through the 22nd. I'm using this Geeky Giraffe design, spooky Christmas kit. I'm not sure of the exact name, but it was 1038, so that's how you'd be able to find it on her site. And I'm just so excited to use this. I did not see a ton of people use this art, but I am always here for any kind of spooky holiday, Halloween or not. So, just had to use this year. And I kind of print the stuff that I am most likely to use, but I will say when I get her kits, there's always a ton of leftovers after I do the spread. But the nice thing about printables is I can just print more if I want to use it again. So I did print both of these pages just because you can't really edit the pages, but I am planning on using these fashion people, or at least some of them. And then for foil, I have a combo. So I've got some of the purple confetti, which a lot of these scripts are in the front just because I've been using them. And then I have purple hollow. I think it's just this though. Maybe one more thing. And then regular hollow, that's kind of blurry. More purple confetti. So yeah, just bits and pieces. I did pull in some Halloween stuff since it is spooky art. I thought that would work. And also some winter stuff. So I will likely do a mixture. I will most definitely not be using all of this foil, but I just wanted to give myself all the options since I have so much hollow foil. And I clearly have not used it in a while because some of this stuff this is so old. But yeah, so I've got these 15mm options, and then you do have these Spidey underlays from Planet Hannah in hollow, and then these just bougie purple confetti. So these two I am for sure going to use. The other stuff is kind of just TBD. So I'll get right into it. Okay, getting into the day by day, I did put that "do you want to build a snowman" quote at the top. So I don't have room to mark December on it there, but what I am going to do is put it here. So I decided to pull in this cute little Christmas ghost because I feel like it fits perfectly with the aesthetic of the kit. And that is from Carly Plans. which I have the printable, but I think I actually bought them from her too. I don't know. Sometimes I'll like not have printed something, and so I'll think I don't have it and then buy one and then realize I have the printable. So whatever. Anyway, you didn't need all that backstory, but next I am using this Hello, I Am Dead Inside little like name card from Avalon and Ninth. I am obsessed with these. I have several of them, but I do want to go look and see like what else they have because they're so fun. And then I have that little like spooky Christmas deco from Carly Plans. So first thing Monday, I did fill my pills, but I didn't write that, or I guess mark that. I did my weekly to-do list, which I have kind of fallen off of as of the time I'm filming this, but I try to kind of set a list for myself every week because I have noticed that if I don't, I just let the week get away from me. So just basically setting goals. And I typically don't finish my to-do list because I always think I can do more than I can, but it's at least something to keep me on track of like, this is what I'm working towards. So then I did some laundry, and that's typically a Monday thing for me, just every Monday. With just the two of us, we really don't need to do laundry more than once a week, typically. So then I had a jam sesh. I was listening to emo music, and then I was doing the laundry, and the Laundry Day song came into my head. Actually, I think it's not called Laundry Day. It's something about a freeze ray, but it's from Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. So if you know what that is, let me know. If you don't make fun of me. But yeah, that was something I watched when I was in like high school maybe. And I feel like a lot of it really hasn't aged well, so I can't say I would recommend it. But at the time, I was really obsessed with Neil Patrick Harris because How I Met Your Mother was how I met my husband. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it's very silly. But after that, I did some work. I was filming this day, which, again, Mondays, I try to make a filming day when I'm on like the schedule that I prefer. So after that, or probably during that, because I think I was filming a base as well, I was watching some Ted Lasso. Then I did some planning, but more like this type of planning, not functional like my to-do lists. Then I played some Dreamlight Valley. I watched the new Sex Lives of College Girls. I don't remember if this was just the first episode or if more had come out, because I've been forgetting to watch it weekly, but it's really good. There's so many TV shows I am bouncing back and forth between that I kind of forget sometimes. I just love that show so much. Leighton was my favorite character, which is played by Renee Rapp, if you haven't watched the show. And she left this season, but they did like have a farewell to her, and I really thought they handled it well. I think it was really good. I was kind of nervous about how the show would be without her, but they have a new character and I really like her, and it's not like they're trying to replace her exactly, but I just think they did a really good job with casting. They actually have a couple new main characters now that I'm thinking about it, but I wasn't talking about Casey, which is their new roommate, but I do also love Casey. She's very, very different than the rest of the girls, but I think that kind of makes it fun. So on Tuesday, I had like really sharp pains before I even got out of bed this morning, so that was very discouraging, especially since I had plans this day. So I was just feeling really down, and I don't remember if it was this day, but I got a portal message from my doctor in regards to like my lab results, about, I guess my cortisol levels were low, and we are doing repeat labs. I actually still haven't heard of from the lab about it, so I need to like call them and get it scheduled. But just to make sure that what she thinks is going on. But anyway, long story short, I might have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, if you don't know. It would actually make a lot of sense. And I have had ovarian cysts and had them burst, which you can have them without having PCOS, but they're really painful. And so I was just, on one hand, I was like, okay, well, maybe we have a cause of my pain. But on the other hand, I'm like, how many chronic illnesses can one person have? Like, this is just... So I was very relieved and frustrated. My body just upsets me. I know it does a lot of things for me that I am very grateful for, but it's just shitty. Like, sometimes I sit and I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? And, you know, of course, Brian's like, you didn't do anything to deserve this. Nobody deserves this. But it just sucks. Like, why do I have to have so many physical, like, chronic illnesses? So from what I understand with PCOS, because I do have a friend that has it, it is a lot more treatable. But the difficult thing for me is that I do not want any hormonal treatment because of my endometriosis and because of the research I've done. So that just kind of limits the types of treatments we can do. But we'll see. I have to get my labs, and then I'll talk to my doctor once those results come back, and we can kind of get a game plan from there. But yeah, so I did go to see Wicked this day with my mom, which I'm super, super glad that I had asked her to come to my movie theater to go see it, because, oh no, that was backwards. I was clearly not feeling great, and my movie theater is like 20 minutes from my house, whereas if I went to the one in my mom's town, it's like over an hour. So super glad. I kind of had been dealing with some pain, so I figured it was probably the smart choice, but go past Laurel for making that call. But we saw Wicked. I absolutely loved it. It was so good. I am so excited for part 2. I love Elphaba. That is, like, I feel like who I identify with more. And obviously I don't know the whole story because I haven't read it. And from what I understand, the movie's pretty different because I know the book is pretty adult. But in the movie, at least, I just really liked Elphaba's character. And I did think it was cool because I really thought initially that Glinda was just going to be this, like, one-dimensional character. And I feel like she is definitely more than that. So that was like a happy surprise. But it did kind of, like, in a sense, just their room remind me of Wednesday, like the Netflix show, with how Wednesday and her roommate's room are. I cannot remember her roommate's name at the moment, but if you've watched it, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, like how their window is and everything. So yeah, that kind of like reminded me of that a little bit. But I think it was well done. The performances were great. I knew the song Defying Gravity. I sobbed when she sung Defying Gravity. And my mom and I agreed that, like, costume and set design, they need some kind of award for that. Like, it was really great. So we'll see. But after we saw Wicked, I did ask my mom if she was willing to come over and help me put ornaments on my tree, because at this point I had just been dealing with so much pain that the tree was up, the lights were on it, but I had not had the energy to be able to put ornaments on it, which sucks because that's like one of my favorite things to do every year. I love kind of reflecting back on where ornaments came from. It just brings up a lot of good memories for me. So yeah, my mom came over and she did that with me, which was really fun. I really appreciated her help. And then Brian helped too, which he typically doesn't do the ornaments, but I basically just had to sit and supervise because I was feeling so bad. Then we did buy some dinner that we picked up. It's really close to my house, like not even 5 minutes away. So we did get that and like treated mom to dinner for her like helping out and everything. Plus we just like their food. So after that, I just marked that I was in a ton of pain. I watched Ted Lasso, which I then finished actually this evening. So I sobbed. And then I watched the movie That Christmas. This was, I'm almost positive, the last Christmas movie of the year I watched, but who knows? I might eat my words. But anyway, I'll go over the stickers on this page and then I'll talk about the plans on Wednesday because I feel like I went on a ramble fest. So this is from Stick with the Plan Co., Carly Plans, Leonard Designs, which all the scripts like this are from her, like from a foil bundle. The Coffee Monsters Co., Carly Plans, My Shop, Corks and Corgs Co., which I do have linked in the description, but it is on Etsy. This is my current order freebie for January. That is from, I think it's Bella Planella. I had a freebie I got from like a Black Friday swap. Geeky Giraffe Design, Carly Plans, and My Shop. And then that is also from My Shop. Avalon and Ninth. I love that ghost character. I picked up some characters like for Black Friday, but I do definitely want to go back and get more. Then that is from My Shop. I was trying to figure out what to mark Wicked with, and then while I was watching the movie in the theater in typical planner fashion, I was like, ooh, I can use Witchy Corky. So yeah. I told my mom that. She thought it was funny. Then these are from Carly Plans as well as that script. I think this is from SPC. Stick with the Plan Co., My Shop, Stick with the Plan Co., Fabled Court, My Shop, Carly Plans, Leonard Designs, My Shop, Geeky Giraffe Design, Carly Plans, and My Shop, and then Leonard Designs. So anything that I'm not pointing out is either from a shop that's closed or I'm not sure where it's from. But on Wednesday morning, I did go to the post office to get a P.O. box, which was pretty exciting. I had a specific reason that I got it as soon as I did, which I'm not going to share, but I was excited to have one because it just makes me feel like official. Oh, this pen is not working. I accidentally grabbed the pen I use for my Hobonichi, and it's not working the best on this glossy paper. So while I was out and about, I just did some errands and stuff, and then I got a water cup in addition to my coffee at Starbucks. And so I got to my car. I had 3 drinks total. I guess, yeah, 3 drinks total. I had a drink for Brian and then I had my water cup. So the intention was to drink it while I was in Target, but I forgot. So I got to my car, I put the 2 drinks in the cup holders, and then I put the water cup on my seat because I needed to put the groceries in the trunk. And I was going to put the water in my like Owala that I had in the car because I thought, you know, okay, not that long of a time. I'll probably remember it's in my seat. I should know myself better than that. So I sat on it and I ended up taking my hoodie off to sit on it because I recently cleaned out the excessive amount of napkins I had in my car. All I had to clean it up with was tissues. So that did not work well, as you can imagine. So that was not fun. that's why I put unreasonably rageful there, because I was just so pissed off with myself. But then when I got home, I had some Happy Mail. I had ordered beads and some glitter from Michael's, so I got that in this day. And I did forget to mention that I got the Cowboy Carter box set. So I do have the original like vinyl release, but it does not have all the songs on it. I've talked about this before, but I didn't want to get the box set because it was just, I don't know, I think like $55 or $60 or something. And I spent a decent amount on my original version because the shipping was $14. But it was on sale for like 30 or 35 or something. So I went ahead and bought it. So I'm very excited. I do need to listen to that because I haven't listened to it in full since I got it. And by that, I just mean I haven't listened to the vinyl in full. I've listened to the album more than once in full. But I watched some Brooklyn Nine-Nine while we ate dinner that evening. And then I did start the show Shrinking because Sarah had recommended it to me. And I was like, okay, I can finally watch this because she told me, you know, it's very emotional. It deals with grief very heavily. And so I was texting Sarah on and off while I was watching that. But I didn't get very far. I think I watched 2 or 3 episodes, maybe just a couple. But then there was kind of like a jump scare situation that I didn't expect. So I stopped watching after that. But after, I guess while I was watching Shrinking, I was organizing beads. And because, of course, this day was just a mess, I had an entire storage container of beads that I was color coding. And it was in process. And I just bumped something and it completely knocked over all over the floor. And normally I would have cried or like gotten so mad that I don't know, but like I wanted to walk away. I genuinely wanted to walk away, but since I don't live by myself, I couldn't just like leave the living room like that and walk away and deal with it later. So I asked Brian to help me, and I was just laughing the entire time because I was like, this is just ridiculous. Like, I don't even know what to do but laugh because, yeah. So we cleaned those up as best as we could. I did have to vacuum the next day, but then I watched some AP Bio and listened to a book. So Thursday morning, I went to the post office and I did get scooters, typical. And then I did some, cleaning. So I vacuumed. That's just because there were beads everywhere and I couldn't get them all up. Some of them were the really tiny ones. So I kind of had to vacuum to finish the job. Then I did some editing and uploaded a video, and I listened to music and planned. Brian did wrap the gifts. I just wanted to mark it because I had a sticker for it. And then I did put up Christmas lights over the TV because I really just didn't have the energy to do any more decorating this year other than just the tree. But I was like, I can put lights over the TV because that's pretty easy. So I did that, and they're still up. It is January 13th, but they make me happy and they're cute, so I don't really care. I watched more Shrinking this evening. I think just an episode, and then I had to stop because it was just really emotional. I don't think I picked it back up for a bit after this. Because I was already having a really hard time emotionally with the holidays. Oh, and I just realized that I was definitely wrong about the Christmas movies. I really didn't feel like I watched as many as I did, but whatever. So Friday morning, I was just really emotional that morning. It was a week after the anniversary of my essay, and I'm not really going to talk about it because that's just as much as I want to say, but I was just having a really hard time this day, so I did kind of talk about it on Instagram a little bit, and then I had a jam sesh because music always makes me feel better. Took Brian's car in because it was making kind of a weird noise when we turned. So then once I got back home, I filmed a plan with me and my kit lineup. Then we did pick up Brian's car. It unfortunately needed new brakes, but I think it was just a couple of them, not like the entire brake system like my car was when we had to get it fixed. But if we had let it go too long, it would have basically been the same thing. So it sucked, and it really sucked to have such an expensive build right before Christmas, but it had to be done for safety. So we did have some wine this evening because it's Friday night, and then I watched Elf apparently while I was organizing beads. I unloaded and loaded the dishes. I played some Dreamlight Valley and then just listened to a book before I went to bed. So that's pretty much what I do every night is I listen to an audiobook before I go to bed. I just don't always mark it. So let me go back and talk about the stickers. Let me see, did I do this day? So this is from Fabled Court, Carly Plans, as well as that, Leonard Designs, Avalon and Ninth, Geeky Giraffe Designs, My Shop, as well as that, and Carly Plans, Geeky Giraffe Designs, Carly, The Coffee Monsters Co., Avalon and Ninth, Carly, just getting lazy, Carly, Plannahannah, Carly, Leonard, and Stick with the Plan Co. And then that is from Leonard Designs, Stick with the Plan Co., Carly Plans, Leonard, Carly, and yeah, I don't know where the rest are. So Saturday morning I did finish a book, and then I took a shower. I got some Happy Mail, which was a vinyl from All Time Low. They like redid some old tracks. It was, I think it's called like All Time Low's version or something. But I ordered this thing in June, I think. I know Sarah and I were in the pool, so like it was definitely summer. And then they like canceled the order. I had to replace it. Then it got delayed again. It was just a mess. But I finally got them this day, and they are beautiful. If I think of it, I might insert a picture, but they're very pretty. So I guess worth the wait. It was just like, it was supposed to be a pre-order, but I don't know. There was some sort of delay with the production, I'm guessing. So I did some drawing as well. And then I printed out some lyric sheets. So I found an Etsy shop that has some of the Taylor Swift mashups, but like on lyric sheets that basically look like Taylor Swift's handwriting. So I printed some of those this night, and I ended up switching what I got for Sarah because the shop did not have the specific mashup that is like her favorite. So I actually requested and said, hey, are you able to do this one? And they did like super quickly. So that was really nice because they're printables. So I was able to just print it and frame it right there. But then I did some editing, planning, and ended the night by playing Dreamlight Valley. And then Sunday, I had a lazy morning, which that's pretty normal for the weekends. Honestly, it can be normal for me in general. I'm trying to change that though. I did have my morning coffee, and then I did some planning while I was listening to some music. Then I played Dreamlight Valley while I was listening to The Night Circus. I really enjoy that book, and I read it when I think I was in college, but I decided I wanted to give it a reread because it had just been so long since I read it. And it was funny because I have since listened to all of the Jim Dale audiobooks, and I did listen to it when I was in college. I didn't like read a physical book. So yeah, but anyway, Jim Dale is the narrator, and I had not heard anything by him at the time, so it was just like normal for me. But after reading all the Harry Potter books, or I guess I should say listening to them, I was like, gosh, this character sounds like Dumbledore. And then I looked and I was like, oh, he's the narrator. So, of course, it was like an older man. But I just found that interesting. Definitely still love it. I gave it 5 stars again, even on my reread. It's just a really interesting book. And I am very like, I don't dislike fantasy, but I find it really hard to find fantasy novels that I love, I guess. High fantasy is not for me, and long fantasy series are not for me. I get bored and distracted if they are like overly descriptive and stuff like that. Love fantasy movies like The Lord of the Rings, but I just have trouble with the books. So I typically gravitate towards like YA stuff and standalone or short series. But anyway, I did want to also mention that the movie That Christmas was super, super cute. It's on Netflix. It was new this year. I did watch it because Ed Sheeran wrote a song for it, but it was just really enjoyable. It was a sweet little story about twin sisters, and I definitely recommend it. I guess stay tuned for next week to see if I watch any more Christmas movies that I forgot about. I was with my family for a good chunk of the time, and I know we didn't watch any like full-on movies while I was there, but who knows? So anyway, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!